So this video is where I'll briefly be showing you how I made the song in my home studio and also how I filmed and edited the video. So I will be posting more in-depth videos covering my equipment, home setup, stop motion animation, my writing process, arranging and mixing. So just go and subscribe. So, the song. So Cabin Fever was written in 2017. I won't go into specifics, but it was during a time I felt pretty trapped, unable to be myself, and let's say under someone else's house rules. We move slow here, stay last year. So early March, I wasn't feeling very well, so I thought I'm gonna make myself a new demo of Cabin Fever. Bear in mind that I made many before, but none of them felt right. So I sent out a guide vocal and rhythm guitar, and before long, Dave on drums, Craig on bass, Nick on electric guitar came back. The links are down in the description box. They are so talented and I'm just so grateful that they played on the track. And a special thanks to Daniel, who mastered the final piece. So once I had all the parts in place, I mainly started building up the track with banjo. Mostly I played around with harmonics, triplets, and basically just threw stuff at the wall, hoping it would stick. So I went really crazy with backing vocals. I could just always hear it in my head and I thought it would go with the narrative. Hence why you see a lot of squirrels during these parts. Like, we move slow here, la la la, la la la. You don't notice dear, la 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 la, la 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 la. For me, that just made me think of someone obnoxiously putting their fingers in their ear and just not taking any notice of you. Another example is that as in the introduction, even though that's melodic, I kind of wanted it to be as though someone was screaming out. So the song is all about build and drop. Like the choruses drop where usually they should build, and then there's this explosive relief in the middle eights where she's just going insane and can't take it anymore. Let's go to the video. So yeah, Cabin Fever can be about a pandemic isolation, but I think it's actually more than that. It's about mental health, about being a square peg trying to fit in a round hole, about outgrowing your environment and the people you're with, whether a partner or even your family, just where you feel claustrophobic and repressed in some way. I actually think the clock represents that, the doll's house. Outgrowing situations. It's all quite Alice in Wonderland and a bit Disney princess too, but that's just my style. So I will have more specific videos on how to create stop motion animation, colour grading, and how I made the front cover in Photoshop. The things I do. Goodness sake. So from day one I knew I wanted to use the doll's house that my mum made when I was a kid. I knew also I wanted to use Sylvanian squirrels to represent the story. Everything needed to be miniature to represent a small world because at the time that's how my world felt. It had to be this twee, vanilla, pristine life of perfection, which later explodes into complete madness. So planning-wise, I decided to use lots of locations to represent the different rooms of the doll's house. There were so many uncanny similarities between my parents' furniture and this doll's house. I don't know if my mum did that on purpose. So I managed to link so many different scenes between the squirrel and me, like the fireplace, the lamp, even these picture frames. How weird is that? It's not that weird. She did make it and design the house. So, the squirrels took a long time. A lot of post-production was needed to make those frames run smoothly. So right now I'm putting sticky buds on the bottom so I can stick her to the table. And I have to say the funnest part for me was making the squirrel bonfire. I literally can't look at it again. So, last but not least, effects. So these are the small and possibly unnoticeable things that made a major difference in the final video. So to make the rooms feel more boxy and claustrophobic, I overlaid a frame over the shot so I could hide certain bits of furniture which I didn't want you to see. This helped to enhance the shot and make it look more clean. I also removed plug sockets and changed the colour of some walls. So I think my overall favourite effect in the video is where I'm trapped behind the window. Again, so uncanny that our kitchen cupboard looks just like the doll's house window. And again, don't forget I will be sharing more in-depth and specific videos on how I did everything in the video. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the making of Cabin Fever video. Be sure to subscribe here or follow my socials for my next projects and music releases. If you cannot get enough of Cabin Fever, head over to katienicholas.co.uk/Cabin Fever to see more. There you can grab an exclusive download of the song, as well as designed lyrics, t-shirts and other goodies. Thank you so much for watching.